Hi, it's Sarah the Gardener here, and technically it's May, but I'm making my April movie now. It's only 3 days into May, but I don't know what happened to April. It just disappeared out from underneath me in a whirlwind of craziness. But, so I'm doing my April movie now. So, come have a look. Okay, so it's a bit of a grey day. Should have been here the other day. Always say that. Oh, you should have been here yesterday. The other day was a day out of the box. Beautiful blue skies. Wonderful crisp autumn day. Today, not so. Now, this is my herb garden. Now, there's one thing I wanted to show you. This half of the basil I haven't really touched. But this half, when the seed heads started coming out, I just started picking them off each time. So every time I walked past, I just picked off a few more. But I left this half because the bees were really enjoying them, as you can see. One there. And so they just, from that time, all I've done is just kept picking away at these and left that. And you can see the difference between the ones that I left and the ones that I picked. So if you want really healthy herbs, you really need to keep picking away at them. Although I'm going to have to probably do something about these soon because frost isn't too far away. Tomorrow, next week, next month, but it's coming. So we shall be having a nice load of pesto. Now the other thing I did in my herb garden is I planted a load of horseradish. And the thing is, I read the day after I planted them in 2 separate places on the internet that it's invasive. It's like, oh, fantastic. Now I've got invasive stuff right in the middle of my herb garden. Let's hope we like it. The cukes and melons are pretty much finished. That's just a spaghetti squash. And then there's a couple of loofahs just hanging in there, waiting to be loofed. The potatoes, the sneaky crop, haven't done very well, although I've yet to dig them up. But I have stolen the rest of the space, and we have put in witloof. Witloof or endive, which once it gets a bit bigger I'll put a bucket over it and blanch it. That'll be fun. And then there's kohlrabi and cabbage and Asian greens, Asian stir-fried greens, which look absolutely amazing. This is where the corn was, and I've put the wheat in there as a cover crop, and I shall dig it up in the spring and dry it out and then put it back down again as a mulch. So it will serve 2 purposes. But boy, did I have to fight the chickens to get this to actually germinate without them scratching it up. Little monkeys. The spinach was accompanied with a healthy row, but once again, bloomin' chickens. And then I've got celery and enough rainbow beet that's going to fill us with a wonderful winter diet of fresh, healthy greens. It's really exciting. As per usual, the strawberries and the raspberries need sorting out. They always need sorting out. Whereas the Jerusalem artichokes, they just got completely munted by the drought and the wind and didn't cope very well. But let's hope there's a load in there, eh? We'll see. I've harvested my popcorn and it's drying out in the hot water cupboard. So hopefully we should have a few winter movie nights with our own homegrown popcorn. There's something not right with my peanuts. They've got some kind of fungal thing. They've gone all mouldy. So I'm going to dig them up and see what I can find. But I've got to say, chickpeas are a bit of a waste of space crop. 1 pod is 1 pea. I'm surprised it's so cheap. I don't know. They take up a lot of space for not a lot of return. But it was fun growing them. This is the broad beans. Don't really know why I grow them. I grow them over the winter because they get really tall and it makes you feel like you're actually doing something. On the whole, the beans are just going absolutely crazy and they just keep producing. They just won't stop. But the problem is, we don't actually like beans all that much. The asparagus is doing its thing and going all yellow, so maybe in a month we'll chop that down and then refresh the soil. And last year, the seeds are like really easy to, you just get them and plant them. They're really cool. Although there's bugs on there. Get out. Can't have that in my garden. Right. There are loads and loads of peppers and chilies. Just absolutely loads. I think I'm going to have to get in there this afternoon and just harvest, because the thing is, they say there may very well be a frost coming sooner rather than later. And here I have turnips. I have to say, an old-fashioned vegetable, but by golly, it's yum. We've got loads of them in there, loads and loads and loads. Cook them with bacon and butter. It's the best way to eat them. So I've got carrots and parsnips and more carrots. And here's one I pulled up earlier. We shall have that for tea. Look at the size of that. That is huge. Most of my lettuce has gone to seed, but it has such beautiful flowers, so it can stay for the minute. And here I've got broccoli and kale. Doesn't kale look so amazing? And it tastes so good. Oh. And then we've got some bits and bobs. Some of them really annoyed me though, because this is some kind of, I think this was supposed to be Romanesco, and there's no trace whatsoever in there of a head. It's just, and it wasn't the only one. So I got quite a lot of broccoli and bits and bobs that just didn't do anything. So I think I might whip it out and give it to goats. They'll love it. Although you can see someone's already had that's goat damage on the ends. And then my kohlrabi. It's gone a little bit too far, but it's still edible. It's really nice. I like them. They're like savoury apples. They're so crunchy and so good. The zucchinis are finished, but the pumpkins and squashes are still going. I mean, look, check this out. This is a butternut growing and doing its thing, and it's not the only one. There's another one over here. It's too late. It won't come to anything, but it's determined, so maybe I'll cover it with frost cloth and let it do its thing. But yeah, we've got loads of pumpkins in here, and then we've got loads more over here as well. There's just heaps, and the thing's just gone absolutely crazy. I mean, I've got pumpkins in the tree, as you can see up there, pumpkins in the tree. I've also got small children in the tree. Wave! Small children in the tree, they're building a tree hut. The pea harvest is, well, there's loads of peas, but I have to say a lot of them get stolen by the children before they're even ready to come inside. But that's okay, I don't mind too much, because at least they're eating fresh vegetables. It's like having a candy tree in the garden, the kids just helping themselves to the peas. It's fantastic. But I think I'll need to plant some more at some point. The tomato bed is empty. It's all over. All but one. The yellow brandywines just, they didn't look like they were ready to be pulled out. There's still life in them. There's loads of green tomatoes on there, and so I've kept them there. Hopefully we'll get them before the frost. The last thing I wanted to show you is, if this wasn't too much to look after, is I've put in another bed. But the problem is it just looks a bit odd sitting out here all by itself. So I'm just sort of thinking I might need maybe another one or two, or maybe. See, what do you think? Shall I do another row? And that is my garden today. Not quite April anymore. Thanks for watching.